like that. Either way. Someone said they like tried it out, but it didn't work out. But they were trying to add too much. Yeah, that's Ancestral Legacy. Okay, so we're talking about the same thing. I just don't know all the names. Still working on that. Can I buy stuff and roll XP on it? I guess I can. Alright, so let's see what slots we need then. Alright, we got belt, we got boots. Let's get some gloves. We got chest. We got gloves now. Wow, she only had one unique thing for me. I could try to go for a random container. A random container contains 5 pieces of equipment of random rarity in which you get to choose one. Yeah, sure, whatever. Let's do some gambling. They're all belts and gloves? Can you just not use other items yet? I guess you can't. Alright, we're gonna take this chest, sure. Okay, the last thing we're gonna do before we get started is just see if we can roll XP items on this. Vacuum rain of arrows with traps is fun. Man, there's so many builds in this game right now. Alright, so... normal stats. Okay. Doesn't look like we can actually roll XP on any of these. Alright then, I guess. Maybe we should roll like movement speed. That seems like it would be maybe the best thing. You know what? I don't care. Let's just get this started. I'm wasting too much time. Attack speed. Go down here for the movement speed. Hopefully that'll be the fastest way to level. Or does that give XP as well? I don't think I've ever really looked at it. No. Do any of these give XP? I kinda doubt it. I'll have a couple in there. Oh shit, there's the face. Dude, I was talking about you earlier. Alright, have we done... oh wait. We can skip around? What? So I don't actually have to do all of this. Is there a reason to complete it with everyone? Or can I just go right into expeditions? Alright, let's try to go to expeditions. I know it says like it hasn't been completed by the mage. But I don't know if there's a reason, or not the mage, the Huntress. I don't know if there's a reason why I'd have to do it. Let's see what this is. Maybe I can do like regular? Oh, this might actually work. Alright, so we got here. We have Arrow Shot has an additional 8 mana on kill. Arrow Shot has an additional 5 rebound chance. And Arrow Chance has a fork chance. I think fork sounds good. Sure, let's go with fork. Only back for a minute, got stuff going on tonight, but I figured I would swing by. Oh, nice, dude. Thanks for hanging out. Stopping by. Yeah, just chilling. What you got going on tonight? I need to kill this guy, he's like slowly draining me. No, not like this. Watching a show with some Discord friends on Friday nights. Oh, nice, dude. I'm ready. So maybe I do one lower, just to go faster. Plus your experience gain. Plus your experience gain. So this is just easier for no reason, I just get less rewards. Alright, I'm about less rewards for the same XP. Alright, let's go with raw damage and see if we can one-shot things. Well, that was a crit, so that doesn't really count, but... additional fork chance, so we're at 15, max rank is 50. Seems pretty good. No, we don't have enough. Okay. You know how crazy it'd be to find that XP Slime Reaper just while like leveling randomly? Yeah, absolutely insane. Slime Reaper level 4. Popping off. I don't know if this is the best way to level, but it feels pretty quick. So what do we get here? Raw damage, crit strike damage. Probably don't have much crit though. Crit strike chance 6.5. Good, not great. Alright, so we're going for more fork chance. See if we can get a bunch of bouncing arrows. Delete that guy. That guy like haunts my dreams. Died to that guy so many times. any items to put on. Raw damage, max life, raw damage, attack speed, instead of crit damage, yeah, sounds good. Keep raw damage on like everything. Helmet's new. Armor ally resist, sounds good. Where are all the forks at? Mastery level 3, what we got here? Whenever you hit an enemy with an arrow shot, he becomes tracked. Traps deal 10% increased damage to tracked enemies. That's not super exciting. What if we start using this more? Whenever you cast, if you are tormented, the first volley of raining arrows will drop a Ravenous Dagger upon landed, tormented. The serenity of the fierce Huntress is changing and various effects can affect if she becomes tormented or delighted. Use it to your advantage. When you cast a skill that is different from the last skill you've cast, your serenity is lowered by 2 toward tormented. Whenever you cast a skill that is the same as the last skill you've cast, your serenity is increased by 1 towards delighted. Tormented. You are tormented whenever your serenity is at 0. Whenever you cast a skill while being tormented, your serenity is reset back to 6. Exclusive to the Fierce Huntress, okay. What does it do again? It drops a Ravenous Dagger. Right. The first volley rain of arrows has 13% chance to drop a trap. And then we have reduce the travel time of rain of arrows by 15%. Okay. Nothing too exciting. I guess the travel time would be okay. So it would hit the ground faster. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of, like, trap gameplay. Oh, we got stab. What does stab do? Cooldown 0.73 seconds. You stab enemies facing you. Your overall physical weakness, however, prevents you from dealing lots of damages. Stab deals 80 to 103 skill damage. What does my arrow do? 90 to 125. Okay. You stab enemies facing you, so it might be like AoE. Alright, we'll try it out. I feel like I like the idea of it. Being able to like cleave enemies together. Well, she does plenty of damage for it. Her little tooltip was talking about how weak she was. It was great. Was it you that discovered attack speed reduces skill cooldowns? I knew about it. I don't know if I discovered it. Because, I mean, it just kind of says it. Like, if you look at attack speed, it just says reduces the cooldown duration of your skills. But I know I was talking about it before, that attack speed is basically cast speed. Which is basically cooldown reduction. We were talking about how it's kind of weird that that's the name. That they decided attack speed was the best. It's fine, it's just kind of weird. Because I guess as far as melee people go, attack speed is basically just cast speed, whereas like reduces the cooldown between your attacks. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see, do I have any equipment I need to put on? Crit strike chance, I'm not wearing any bracers at all. Okay, guess that's it. He's so fast. Boom, level 8. So I mean, this seems decent for leveling. I guess on the flip side, I needed to level the other two characters at some point because I want the extra crit damage on the knight to be available. So the Huntress will at least give me 40%, and then when I do the mage as well, get another 40% from that. More raw damage. Actually, we're doing like way overkill damage. I'm gonna switch this again. Let's go with the movement speed this time. See if it's better. I need like some attack speed or something. Alright, let's do this one. So this one I get, what, Reaper damage and attack speed? Yeah, attack speed, Reaper damage, max Reaper damage. So that should be pretty decent. I'll eventually find some talents I like. I feel like I was attacking so slow. Stab level 2. Alright, stab level 2, what we got here. When you reach Tormented, the next skill you cast will apply poison to every enemy hit. If stab hits 5 or more enemies at once, your next stab will have an additional 50% ancestral strike chance for the next 2 seconds. Stab deals 2% increased damage, stab's mana cost is increased by 2%. I mean, this one sounds cool, but I don't think I'm going to be hitting that many. It only lasts for 2 seconds. Oh, it does reduce the targets as you rank it up down to 3 targets. I guess I'll try it out. It sounds kind of interesting. Go all the way to 3 targets. I'm never gonna proc this thing, am I? I wish they had created some map layouts just for the expeditions. Yeah, it's kind of weird because, like, you know they have more map layouts done already. It doesn't bother me too much, but I know what you mean. It'd be cool just to have a little extra variety. We hit more than 3 enemies, but we failed the 50% chance. So we didn't get the ancestral thing. No, we should have just gone with damage. The damage just seemed boring compared to this one. This one sounded like it could have been really cool. But it's like never gonna proc apparently. What terrible passive to proc. Yeah. I guess I should switch to damage. I don't need this Slorm. Just go for damage. That would have been the one other time I could have procced it so far. Hey, never mind, I'm back. Welcome back. One of the guys didn't show up. RIP. Oh, hey, Bow the Lifebender. Let's go. Let's see, what's this do? Is this the one that does very mediocre amount of healing, but might actually be good because it's such a low level? Yes it is. Alright, let's try it, because it should round me to like 1 HP, and if so, that would be great. Oh, I don't even get 1 HP! Ooh.
Mojo, who is now following.
Mojo with the follow. Appreciate it. The attack is free right now though, unless you upgrade it. Oh, that's what the issue is. Alright, let's switch back to this then. Let's get some more forking. It still doesn't work. Alright. Luckily, we don't need XP or... well, we don't need any gear or anything. So let's continue going with this, and maybe we can get it to work in here. If not, I'm just going to switch back to the other one. So many mages. Alright, how bad are the stats on this thing? Let's see, 17 to 20 damage. And the other one has 41 to 55 damage? Are you kidding me? Yeah, the game can be hard at low levels. You just don't have any sustain. But if I had like one regen a second, it would be amazing. Look at that, level 10. Okay, what do we get? We got our little specialization. So, I don't want to do turrets. Sharpshooter or Miswoken. Let's just, I guess, read what it does. Maybe it is good for leveling. You lay down a portable ballista at target location that lasts 15 seconds. The ballista fires a light arrow towards enemies, dealing pretty good damage. Okay. And then we have a movement. Sharpshooter of the wind tumble. You tumble towards target direction. When you land, you gain Assassin's Haste, granting you 50% evasion multiplier for the next 1.9 seconds. Okay. What's the cooldown on that? 6 seconds? Jeez. Alright, you cast Smokescreen and become invisible for 3 seconds or until you deal damage. The next skill you cast deals increased damage. I think the turret might be the play, actually. I don't like it, but I think that's what we're going with. Goldus Find. Okay. So that's kind of what we're looking for. Max mana equal to 19% of your evasion. Oh. Isn't there a Slurm Reaper that gives you damage equal to your max mana? So you can scale evasion to get mana, and then you can use the Reaper to turn your mana into damage? Increase the fire rate of the ballista by 5%. Goes up to 50%. Huh. I guess I'm just gonna go all in on the ballista for now. Sure. Alright, let's try this. It's like, it's free damage, so it should help my clear speed, I guess. I kind of just don't like the playstyle of these kind of things. But, you know, I want to level fast, so do the thing that gives you the damage. And you can just kind of run around while it kills everything for you, which is pretty nice. Not enough mana. Okay, so I have a mana issue trying to cast this. It's 149 mana. This thing makes it cost 29 more, so maybe I don't want to do that just because it costs so much more. Yeah, sure, I'll switch. Anything else I want to do? I could switch to this because it's free, but kind of like the arrow. So let's just drop that down. You haven't liked the totems, but there's a lot of nice stuff in the tree. Well, that's good news. I'm not reacting fast enough. There we go. We got an elite one? None of mana, no! Stop trying to cast that on me. Got him. Alright, one portal left. Looks like it's over here. Might have to leave just to go heal. Alright, let's go to town. I'm curious if we get extra XP for actually completing it. It doesn't look like it. We get the gold though. We're stacking up some gold. I think a lot of that gold was from before, wasn't it? So we don't get extra XP until we get to this one. And it's only 5%. For 100% extra life. Okay. So we don't care about that one yet. Okay, so guess I'm just gonna do more fork. Rebound also seems okay. Seems like we're in the prison every single run. I'm still trying to understand how it works, if I should clear all the breaches or rush to high floors. So nothing changes when you go to higher floors. You can just do one layer and then leave. You don't get anything extra for like going to layer 2 and beyond. Oh, turret mastery level 2. Alright, what we got here? We have area increased size. Totem increased effect. Light arrow deals increased damage. That's what it's shooting, right? Light arrows. I guess I wanted to at least have that damage. Alright, let's go with that. Because if I can get to the point where it just one-shots things, that's going to make it so much easier. Oh, level 11! Sweet, so just RNG, I felt like things drop more frequently at higher floors. According to the devs, that's not the case. It's just like same kind of stuff. Like higher wrath, yes, but not higher floors. It's all the same. So I basically pick up as much stuff as I can carry in the first layer, and then just go back to town, sell it, and then rinse, repeat. Try to go really quick. That guy. Nobody likes that guy. Oh, that thing one-shot that guy. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I need to get the turret to have some like chain and fork and all that. Oh, how many points do you have to get that Totemic Dexterity? get it right here. Ooh, this might work out. So what is this one again? While in combat, you gain Totemic Dexterity stack every second, granting 1% increased totem effect. You lose Totem Dexterity when you cast a non-totem primary or secondary skill. This effect can stack up to 200 times. So ideally I could just run around and only cast the turret, but I'm not sure how viable that's going to be because of the cooldown. Storm Reaper level 8. Zooming. Feels like we're zooming. Because I remember getting to like level 20 was like 5 hours playing through the story. So hopefully this will be a lot shorter. Yeah, I normally don't like playing with totem stuff, and this one's really not much different. I just want to level fast so I can get to the real builds. Luckily, I still do damage while my totem is doing whatever it's doing. Level 3. Alright, let's see what we got here. We have, when your sentry should be lowered by 2, it is lowered by 3 instead. What? Your sentry should be lowered by 2. It is lowered by 3? Okay. Ravenous Daggers apply poison. You have 1% max life for each active totem currently under your control. Well, I mean, this is the no-brainer, right? Because it actually does something with my totem. I'm just not really sure what it actually does. So let's see. It should be lowered by 2. It's lowered by 3 instead. Maybe I haven't paid attention enough to how the mechanics of the totem works. I don't understand what happened. I mean, it did the little thing, I guess. It's not the sentry, it's a Huntress mechanic about altering skills. Let me read that again. Oh, when you're Serenity. Okay, I can't read. I gotcha. Whoops. Man, I was saying that's a no-brainer. Whoops. Level 12, let's go. I wonder what level I need to be to get that Totemic Dexterity thing. Alright, well I haven't really been doing that. Ravenous Daggers. I don't think I have a way to proc Ravenous Daggers. I feel like I saw it earlier. Oh, we get a new thing at level 30 or 13. Sure, we'll get more fork. You have plus 1% max life for each active totem Currently under your control. What the heck is Ravenous Dagger, dude? A skill damage. Whenever you walk on a Ravenous Dagger, you trigger a Ravenous Swirl. Okay. Okay, whatever. Let's get some leveling. Serenity is kind of interesting, but I think it does nothing for you until you have the ability that procs off of it. I don't even see where it's active, like, on my character. Because I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. But I don't see any Serenity bar. I guess I should see if I have any more gear I can put on. Raw damage sounds good. Movement speed, I guess movement speed is really good here. Attack speed sounds good. Armor retaliation, not as good. Mana regen sounds pretty good. Evasion, thorns. Let's get raw damage. More mana regen? Yeah, sure. Raw damage. Melee resist thorns, mana regen. Okay, just getting better and better. Max life mana regen, if that one sounds good. I just keep finding better and better helmets. Crit strike damage, raw damage. It's a lot of raw damage. I think about the attack speed. Thorns, raw damage thorns. Crit strike raw. Okay, let's go crit strike raw. 1% raw damage. Not the attack speed though. Alright, the rest is garbage. The Serenity Torment visual icon will pop up only after you invest into an ability that uses either. Oh, okay. So it's just something I should not worry about at all at this point. I was like, I can try to cast the different skills, but I don't see anything changing. I think I also leveled up my rain of arrows. So is there any of this stuff I wanted? Let's see. Pure tormented. Okay, so if I grab that, I'll have the little thing. Reduce the travel time. I like the reducing the travel time. That's pretty quick. Seems better. Can't believe the first Storm Reaper was the Lifebender one. So bad. I think we're almost getting to the point where it would give me 1 HP. You need 1000 HP, right? For one. The best application I've seen among all specialties of it gives the ability to cast for free for about 4 seconds. Use an ability while tormented. It's the one Legrams was using in the 1.million DPS video to spam. Like that, I think. Okay. Oh, the HP is off mana cost. Oh, that's right. Because they're yin and yang. I'm not familiar with that video. I think I've only seen the gold video. Or is that the same one you're talking about? .5 mils DPS video? Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. Well, that makes sense. I mean, free casting for 4 seconds seems like it could be really good. Wait, no, we gotta try out this skill. Let's see what we got here. We have Heavy Explosive Projectile. You shoot a relatively large projectile that explodes when it hits an enemy, dealing a bunch of damage. Within a 1.5 yard radius, Heavy Explosive Projectile deals 10% increased damage for every second spent before the explosion. Okay. Heavy Explosive Projectile cannot fork. Yeah, we'll try it out. Why not? Let's see. I don't feel like I need it, but it sounds kind of cool. Oh, alright, maybe I do need it. That's like pretty good wave clear. Hey, look at that. What we got here? Overdriving Bow. Come on, be good. Be better. Let's see, Reaper or Driving Bow. So 22 to 28 damage, overdrive bounce number. Aww. Critical strikes have 100% overdrive chance. Dang it. Okay. I mean, I guess overdrive is okay. Let's try it out. And so we'll start investing in more crit on gear if we find it. My current crit is 8.5%. I have 2 there. Okay. Maybe this can work. Because the overdrive is just like free damage going out. So I don't know, we give up raw damage for some like utility style damage. Alright, that's insane, that explosive arrow. I mean, I know it has a cooldown, but it just like one-shots. It's like, oh, oops, it's dead. Oh, that's a locked door. Can't go through that. Arrow shot build, the basic one. I mean, can't really say anything because my knight build is just the first skill he had, the sweep. At one point I was using the sweep and the stick and I was just like, oh, I'm basically the starting character. Feels weird just like still playing with the starting skills. I missed. I airballed it. Right between the goalpost. After 50 hours, I'm still here throwing sticks. Ain't that the truth? I mean, you can get a pretty sick, like, Thorns stick build. I just was really trying hard not to play Thorns. Even when I was doing the Deflect Mastery. It's like, I really don't want to do Retaliation, don't want to do Thorns. I'll do something different. So just sweeping. It's different. Alright, I keep walking that dude's attacks. It feels bad. Alright, we also ranked up our little thingy. So enemies are pulled towards the Ravenous Daggers. Okay, whenever you kill an enemy, you have a 1% chance to create a light ballista at its position. You have 7% increase melee damage. Traps, disarm in less time. Alright, let's go with this one. Sounds like free turrets. Check the specialization in the middle. Specialization in the middle. Okay, this one here. It's the most DPS-y. You have 13 movement speed during Assassin's Haste. Well, how do I get Assassin's Haste? Increase damage to enemies, projectile damage reduction. Well, that's a pretty crazy talent. 50% projectile damage reduction? Dude, that's crazy. That's a really good stat. People saying Huntress doesn't get any defense? Are you crazy? That's insane. I mean, I'm sure people want this other stuff, but man, that defense is insane. Alright, let's try this out. Become Sharpshooter of the Wild. You get after casting ability, and for me at level 10, it lasts as long as a CD, even longer. Why doesn't it tell me that though? I don't like that it doesn't tell me. Yeah, I'll just try it out, I guess. Sharpshooter of the Wild. Oh, you gain Assassin's Haste over here. Okay, I got you now. Alright, so I'm confident I can just throw this in there then. Oh, that's some... It's gonna take a little while for me to catch up to where I was. Okay. Two of these elite dudes? %50 reduced projectile damage just for free. That's absolutely insane. Now if it was area damage it'd be super insane, but... Oh my god, these guys are crazy. Yeah, the ballista might be better until I get this ranked up more. Just because I can like move around and not have to worry about it. This is a very active way to do it. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is the nice benefit of like leveling it already. Oh, nice. Yeah, Nimble Warrior I tried using on the Knight, but it's a little difficult on the Knight. You can still avoid a lot by just moving around, but, you know, melee problems. And I mean, I was trying to use like block stacks and deflect and stuff to try to keep up that damage buff. But it seems really good on the other classes. I'm like too greedy with that arrow sometimes, thinking I can hit like both enemies if I shoot between them, hoping that it clips one of them, but just doesn't do anything. Boom. Storm Reaper level 5. Nice. Explosive Mastery level 2. Alright, let's go back to town. I had about 4.2k DPS, slapped a Reaper 5 enchants, plus 5, went over 9k. Didn't think it mattered this much, to be honest. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Alright, 6% increased critical strike damage with movement speed. I need the crit strike chance, I guess, for my overdrive stuff I'm currently working on. A lot of critical strike damage. Okay. Alright, let's dumpster this stuff. Could like reforge gear. Seems not really worth it. Is it worth it? I don't know. I don't really feel like it is. So let's see. That's still level 1. We just upgraded this. Heavy explosive projectile is now being slowed down by your projectile speed stat instead of being sped up. Okay, so it does more damage. Heavy explosive projectile has plus additional 7 damage to elites. Heavy explosive projectile has plus 15 mana on hit. I don't feel like I need any of these. I guess the elites make the most sense. And what else do I want? Does this increase the time? No, just the movement speed. I guess I'm still using this. I just unlocked these. Arrow shot has a plus 10 pierce chance. We can go up to 100. Whenever arrow shot forks, it forks into 3 arrows instead. I am doing fork stuff. Do I want... I guess Pierce and Rebound would have been better than Fork and... Like, Pierce plus Rebound sounds great. But Fork and 3 also sounds good. I'm gonna switch things up. I'm gonna go Rebound here. And Pierce here. Sure, let's do that. I went Fork first, only to find out that it rocks only after hitting an enemy. Yeah, I just like the idea of it, like bouncing off walls, piercing through enemies, bouncing off walls again. I guess it would work like that. I'm not really sure. Level 14, or maybe it can only pierce once and it can only rebound once. But that still sounds pretty good. Yeah, I guess if the fork happened when you shoot your bow, not when it hits an enemy, it would make fork a little better. Oh, didn't mean to do that. See, I think now I can get the... well, I'm getting closer to it. I might go back to move speed, see how that goes. I saw some rebounding. One portal left. Not bad. My current build is full pierce and rebound. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. It just sounds really good, like utility. It's just gonna bounce around everywhere. Alright, so this one here. I want pierce or rebound. I guess I want pierce first. It just never pierces. Oh, it pierces that guy. Let's see, 7 arrows every 0.3 seconds. Bounces like a dozen or more before the arrows disappear. And the more enemies it pierces, the more damage. That's at 60 crit chance and 25 ancestral crit. Lucky and some glorious laggy mayhem. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Like, that's gotta be like peak bow character, like gameplay. Like, that's what everyone wants to do, is like shoot the bow once and like arrows are just flooding the screen in all directions, killing everything. It sounds awesome. Elite man. Elites are getting tanky. Cool, alright. Yeah, the smaller space is better the damage. That makes a lot of sense. It just bounces more. Alright, we're going back to town. Let's see what we got here. We have a ring at least. Things are coming along. Let's see if we can buy any gear from this person. Attack speed, armor, max life. Sounds decent. Crit damage, main regen, max life. Attack speed. Oh, life regen. Alright, we definitely need that one. Definitely need that one.
is now following.
Projectile, thank you for the follow, my dude. Appreciate it. Let's put this on. What else can we get? Raw damage. Lots of attack speed. Critical strike chance. Ally resist raw damage. Sounds good. Another chest. Okay, I mean, that's a little better. Let's keep on keeping on. Let's see if we can also upgrade any more of these. Try to get this stuff maxed out. 3,000. Guess I wanted to pierce. I guess I wanted to pierce first. Wow, I just missed everything. Whoops. I think the other attributes were way better. I'm famous now. What do I want to use here? Melee damage, attack speed. Attack speed seems okay. I guess. What do we have here? Attack speed and Reaper damage. Critical strike damage. Reaper multiplier, armor pin. I'm gonna go with this one here. That sounds good. That's what I was using earlier. What's up, Apprentice? Items nerfed? Yeah, items got super nerfed. I was able to rebuild the build and it works fine. Just, I need to make a gold farmer, so that's what I'm currently doing. Just leveling builds, now you got a PC. How long were you out of, like, how long did you not have a PC? Two weeks. Oh, that hurts. Hopefully your graphics card didn't die, because those are expensive nowadays. The rest isn't as bad, but the graphics card is like crazy. But I came back with a NASA PC? What does that even mean? I upgraded my RAM, motherboard, and CPU. I already had a 2080. Okay, so yeah. You don't have to spend as much. I mean, processor's still up there, but the rest seems pretty cheap. All things considered. I need mana regen. How has this happened to me? Well that's 18% mana regen. That'll probably fix everything. Perfect. Just what we needed. Level 15. We're getting there. Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, this is definitely a quick way to level. I think we've been playing the Ranger for like a little over an hour? Or Huntress, my bad. Mastery level 3. So many things leveling up right now. And the Storm Reaper leveling up too. Everything. Alright, let's see what we got. For our explosive arrow, we have heavy explosive projectile is now fired in a random direction in front of you. Has a minus 24 cooldown time. That sounds awful. I don't want that. Pierce chance. Okay, we're 60% pierce now. And I think 60% rebound. Nice. These snipers. I'm supposed to be the sniper. Oh, level 5. Oh, and we found a Storm Reaper. What we got here? Something good. Bow of the Sharpshooter. That sounds like something good. Let's see. Reaper damage multiplier, armor pin, belly pin. When idle for at least half a second, you gain steady feet, granting you +2 additional projectiles. I'm gonna try it. Just seems nice to have extra proj right now. I just need a way to sustain. Seems okay. It puts me in like harm's way a lot. More than I expected. This will work wonders with the next explosive arrow upgrade. You tag probably the best one of all, the auto target. Explosive arrow upgrade, auto target, huh? Auto aim system. Heavy explosive projectile automatically aims the closest enemy target area. Nice, okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Let's see what we have for here. Whenever you cast arrow shot, you are tormented. If you're tormented, arrow shot has initial 92% projectile speed. That sounds pretty dope. But I'm just gonna stick with Pierce for now. Because it doesn't seem like it's gonna be that easy to get into Torment. I totally missed. I need the auto aim. I need it. Aw. It's like some arrows can go through the walls, but not all of them. Or maybe they can't. I felt like I was shooting through the walls earlier at things. Slow Reaper level 3. Finally found a functioning RF build in LE. Last epoch. I think ever since like PoE did RF, every game has been starting to do RF. I don't feel like I ever heard about it before. It's like Mini Healer has like an RF thing. I guess like every ARPG except for like Diablo, because they don't actually update anything. I think Chronicon had one. Oh, I don't even need to kill this guy. Boom. Man, those are the summons I like. Put them all in a tight little spot so I can just explosive arrow all of them to death. That's great. Next floor it is. Oh. AFK farm in the last epoch. I didn't know you could AFK farm in that game. Like, what do you AFK farm? So I thought it was all like maps and the celestial stuff. That's like in-game maps or whatever. I don't know. I'm a noob at the terminology. Or maybe you can AFK farm arena? Because isn't that just like waves and waves and waves of enemies? And you could just stand in one spot. Hell yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I don't even play that game. You can't just stand still or you'll die. Sounds like you just need to fix the build a little bit. Where you can fully AFK. Just fix it, forehead. This game is actually very balanced in the way where it doesn't let you have fun. Oh, okay. They thought of everything. Can't outspeed problems. That's probably for the best. PoE needs to fix their stuff. Wacky stuff has been going on for far too long. Clean it up. Alright, movement speed. Oh, I lose my mana regen. I can't do that. Life 1 kill. That sounds pretty good. Go with that instead. Nah, I guess it's not really an upgrade. None of these items are an upgrade. Oh, crit chance. Never mind. Attack speed. We don't even have a cloak on. Daily damage, daily resist. Thorns, max mana. Garbage. Okay. Trying to use my roll ability more so I can actually power it up. Let's see, well the issue with Last Epoch is a lot of those options don't exist. So some things are obviously objectively bad. I mean, it's good to have bad options. It sounds weird, but it's like not everything should be good, right? But I'm probably missing like some context here. So I'm guessing there's like things that are interesting but have no support. It's like, oh, this could be a cool build, but there's nothing to do with it. Literally nothing. Until they come out with more stuff. It's mainly numbers. Okay. Let me get my calculator out. Some builds are gifted in terms of damage multipliers. I see, okay, yeah, so it's just balance. Balance between all the skills. Rawr. Some have them, some don't. You hate to see it. Just can't all be fortunate. Whoa.
Sauce Strawberry Cheese is now following.
Dude, thank you for the follow, Strawberry Cheese. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate you. We're leveling old Huntress so we can get a gold farmer online. We need lots of gold for our knight. So he can be the best knight that's ever existed. Post-nerf. He's still fine, but I want him to be better. And from what I've seen, Huntress is the best gold farmer. Whereas my knight farms gold at about a rate of 15k every 5 minutes, or 3k every minute. The Huntress should be able to get, maybe not as much anymore, but around 100k a minute instead of 3k. It's a pretty big difference. I could spend all weekend leveling this character, gearing it up, optimizing it, getting that online, and then she would still farm more gold than my knight would be if I just didn't do any of that. Let's see, what part of the issue is, they really hate shotgunning, so a lot of projectile skills are left in the dump. Hey, that sounds like PoE. I miss shotgunning, dude. I loved playing Incinerate. Incinerate was like the most fair thing ever, and then they just were like, gut it. And now let's make all this broken stuff. Like, okay. I still need to find a gold fleece. I don't know what that is, but I probably need it as well. I'm just getting the character ready. But you should be able to add a legendary stat to an item, right? And then just roll it until you get the gold fleece one. That might be what I end up doing. How come all your sentences start with, well, the issue is... Well, the issue is... A lot of issues. It's like, well, actually... Let's see, they remove shotgunning in most situations, but never fix the skills. Oh no. Yeah, that sounds like PoE, doesn't it? They put Incinerate into the dumpster, and they never fixed it. They tried, but it never ended up getting fixed. Well, I don't have enough just yet to add legendary, working on it though. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I was getting close to adding a legendary fix on my knight, but it was like, what's the point if I need to do it again on the Huntress to get the gold farmer online? So, going for the gold farmer, and then we'll fund the character through the Huntress. I mean, I think this is gonna become the meta unless they nerf it, where everyone's gonna have a Huntress that farms gold. And even if they nerf it, there's just gonna be a next character that's the best gold farmer, and it's just gonna continue on like that forever. It's like the same thing in Diablo. You get to the point where things just cost too much gold, and people make alts that are designated magic find or gold find or whatever they're trying to get around. And yeah, so even if they nerf it, it won't be like a terrible idea. And I also need it to be like level 40 to get that bonus. Riscardo 22? What the follow, dude? I enjoy the game, but I can't say everyone would enjoy the game. It's really about if you like character progression and building your own builds. If you're looking for a very diverse in-game right now, it doesn't really have it. You're basically doing what I'm doing now. There's only like 6 different enemy types, and you go through rifts, which is basically what you see. There's 2 different layouts that exist in this part of early access, but I don't know. I don't mind supporting the devs. Number 1, because I would like to see the game actually get finished, and number 2, I really like character customization and like building characters and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't really mind me. It doesn't really bother me that the gameplay loop is a little light right now, because the character like customization and optimization is so good. So if that sounds good to you, then I would definitely recommend it. He was having fun until he got nerfed. Yeah, I made a build guide yesterday for the knight, and today the build got nerfed. So, you know. Yeah, it's really a game about leveling. Like, your skills level up. As your skills level up, you get new masteries. The masteries cost this currency here to level up. Your character levels up. Your items have an XP bar, they level up. Your weapon has a different XP bar, it levels up. It'll turn into a primordial weapon that will also level up. So it's a game about leveling and making sweet builds and trying to dodge the nerf bat. Let's see. I try to play things that don't get nerfed, so I don't need to remake videos. Well, alright. I'm gonna hit you with this right here. Well, you see, the problem is I started playing the knight because I expected it to be an underplayed class. To be fair, it is. Not as underplayed as the mage, but underplayed. So I then got random Slorm Reaper, which are just random drops, and one of my first ones happened to be the Mana Bender. Ooh! And I'd never seen anything quite like the Mana Bender in any video game where you can scale your mana regen to get damage. And I was like, that is pretty cool. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a sweet build. Everyone's gonna be impressed. It's gonna be awesome. And I didn't look at what anyone else was doing. I didn't know that other people were doing the same thing, just not really on the knight character. And I like made a build guide, and then right after started doing some searches in the Discord, and it's like, oh, everyone thinks Mana Bender is OP as shit and needs to be nerfed, and the next day it gets nerfed, and it's like, oh, yikes. But I wanted to purposely like save myself and not see what anyone else was doing, because I didn't want to just like, oh, that's better than what I'm doing, I'm just gonna copy, you know? I didn't want to do any of that kind of stuff. So I strictly made my own 100% original build, and it got nerfed the next day after I'd finished optimizing it, and like, oh yeah, this is a cool build I made, you should try it out. It can do the hardest tier content and make it look like a joke. Not realizing that I had found like the most OP Slorm Reaper there was. But I remade the build today. It still does the same OP stuff. It uses the same weapon, even though the weapon got nerfed by 90%. In addition to all gear getting nerfed by 25%, the character is still very good. It's just very different. Anyway, that's that. I was just starting to reroll gear for Slorbane just as the patch hit, so I was lucky. I was using Mana Bender with Whirlwind. Yeah, so many people were using Mana Bender, dude. I didn't realize how popular it was. Oh, and I think Slorbane got cut by 50%. There was some other skill that did like 10,000% damage. Now it does 5,000% damage. What did I just get? New active skill unlock? What is this? Using the palm of your hand, you apply Latent Storm to the closest enemy within melee range that is not affected by Latent Storm. Latent Storm explodes after 3 seconds, dealing damage and damage to its target. So it's kind of like the Exploding Palm D3 monk ability. Okay, that's cool. I'm just not doing any melee stuff right now. But we can actually put some more stuff in these points though. We're almost up to 100 pierce chance. Some more rebound chance. Things are working out. Yeah, Risky Eric, if you have any like specific questions of the game, I can try to answer it to see if you would like it or not. But that's kind of what I would say. If you like that kind of progression character stuff, then I would check it out. It's also on sale now, so that's cool. But I mean, it is in early access. Stormbane lost 66%. I was minding my own business, Cap. Yep. I was just playing my little solo player game all by myself, making my builds, and the corporation decided to swoop in and just start making all these changes, gutting things. There's no economy. I wasn't ruining it. I was just making my little builds, being a little snowflake, showing people the sweet build I made that no one else had thought of. Gutted. Not really gutted, but it doesn't exist in the same way. But they also nerfed the like specialization ability I was using, which was also nerfed before the game even came out. I got 6-day early access to the game before it came out, and I was playing some deflect build, and it got nerfed the day before the game released. And then I was like, okay, well I can still make this work, so I was still playing deflect, and then I got the mage bane, I was playing that, and then today they nerfed deflect again, and they nerfed mage bane and gear by 25%, which is also relevant. But that's at least across the board. Everyone got the 25% gear nerf, so I guess I shouldn't count it. But the glory days are over. They'll never be the same. Instead of putting 100 mana regen on your character and getting 1500 raw damage, you put 100 mana regen on your character and you get 150 raw damage. It hurts. The numbers. Let's see, that actually happened to me. That build got nerfed 5 times in a row. I kept the video up as a monument to why I stay away from broken stuff. I didn't know. I'm keeping it up because it's still cool. And it was also part 6 of my Let's Play. There was a big jump between part 5 and part 6. Like part 1 through 5 I was just playing through the campaign. And then part 6, I'm farming the hardest content. And yeah. Part 7 will be an update to the nerfed build that was farming the hardest content. And then we'll start the Huntress Let's Play that's currently happening. Let's Play with Twitch. Yep. That sounds wrong, but here we are. It's also history. Yes, it is. It's a trophy. But I discovered something that the devs should nerf. Or something like that. Like, remember when the devs thought this was a good idea? My video remembers. In 2 years, when the build, or when the game gets out of early access, and like, people are not level 40 anymore with these like crazy twink builds, because that's all we're basically doing right now. Like the next early access will come out, and you know they'll raise the level cap. It'll be like level 50, 60, whatever, and we're just gonna make new level 50 twink builds. And all this stuff is gonna be irrelevant in game, besides like just having gold farmed up and Slorm and the Reaper's already leveled. What else? I guess you could like already have all your skills mastered and unlocked and all that kind of stuff. Because they said they're not going to do a reset. But it's kind of cool. I mean, you get to see like what the meta is at each different level and get stuff nerfed before people can even play it at like max level. Which is kind of what confuses me about it. It's like, why are you nerfing stuff that's like level 40? Like you're balancing the game around this level 40 meta we have going on, which probably shouldn't be balanced because it's level 40. Or maybe it's just going to be super balanced because it's going to be balanced level 40, then 50, then 60, then, you know, 100. Not really sure. Not really sure how I feel about that. But I mean, some fun parts about leveling is some stuff is just broken for leveling but terrible in the end game. Balance it as we go. That's basically it. Like, the game is 100% balanced at level 40. Alright, here's some new content. Everything's broken again. But level 40 is balanced. When people are leveling up and you see your buddy, he's also level 40, you know that his build is just as strong as your build. You don't have to worry. Oh, we're level 17? We're cruising, man. I was just chilling. So this is basically what the in-game loop looks like. You know, it's 2 different layouts. I think I'm only doing this one layout. Yeah, we're just doing a bunch of graveyard. Wow, this is floor 13. I've done 13 layers over here. Alright, maybe we should leave and see if we can get the other floor layout. I think this one's the best for me, now that I think about it. Have I gotten that auto target thing yet? Have. Let's get that. Let's also get the 100%. Oh, we can't get the 100% pierce chance yet. 8600, that's what we need. It's okay, I did 2k city squares during Legion League. Oh god. I mean, last league I played way too much, so I think I'm taking the league off. But it was also my most successful league, my best characters I've ever made. And now Harvest is getting removed, so I'm basically never going to have characters as strong as that again. It's also not going to be as easy to make money. You can't just farm Harvest and be like, oh, yeah, I farmed 80 exalts in a weekend by just selling Harvest crafts. It's going to be a little different. It was a fast build, so it's fine. I mean, I played too much. I leveled to 100 normally last league. Normally as in like I didn't juice up maps and just ran maps. Like all I did was do Sextants and like Out and Go. That was it. And got to 100. Made like a mirror of exalts. All my like characters' gear was perfect. I did 40 out of 40 achievements. It was too much. It was too much. I'm done talking about it. It's too much. It's like looking at your how much time you've played a game in front of like your parents. You're just like, I don't want to talk about this. Hey, look at that. We got the Ancestral Legacy Bow, whatever that is. New Storm Reaper found. The Ancestral Legacy Bow. Reaper damage is added to elemental damage instead of skill damage. You know, I wanted to try this one out. Let's try this one out. So I got these little crystals that do things. I'm just switching to like every bow I find. Ooh, this does not seem very good actually. Maybe it's just because the level's level 1. Alright, we got our 8600, so I can get 100% pierce. You play it too much, but you have to for videos. I mean, I think it should be fine. It's just like, people judge for like how many hours you play games, so it just feels kind of weird when you like talk to normies that don't play video games, and they're like, "You play that game how many hours?" It's like, you wanna know how much TV I watch? 0 hours. And how much like Facebook I hang out on? 0 hours. Nimble bow is pretty good at low levels. Is this the nimble bow? Ancestral. Do I have nimble? I ain't got nimble. Go back to overdrive and bow. I have the nimble sword, which I wish I could use right now. Let me just equip it real quick. Oh, doesn't work. Yeah, that one's sweet. I think it'd be really good on the Huntress. Maybe I can find it here right quick. Let's see, we got the mastery. Oh, there's a mastery for this one. Whenever you cast arrow shot, if you're tormented, okay, we don't care about that. Evasion multiplier. After each rebound, arrow shot damage is increased by 20%. If arrow shot rebounds before hitting its first target, arrow shot deals 100% increased damage to the first enemy hit. Arrow shot has plus 15 cooldown time. Arrow shot has plus 4 critical strike chance. Alright, we're doing this one. That one sounds cool. We're trying to do rebound stuff, so more rebound damage. Wait a minute. If I do the footed thing and I shoot 3 arrows, are they all going to target and hit the enemy at the same time? Oh my god, they do. Okay, that's amazing. Game changer, we're back to this bow. Just for killing elites. Let's see, well, also I've been off PC for 2 weeks, time to make it up. There you go. Alright, let's head home. I probably need to sell by now. Maybe look at other gear and whatnot. Okay. Got some new stuff. Raw damage. Attack speed, evasion, attack speed. Double attack speed. I want the crit though. Hold fine, movement speed, raw damage. Critical strike chance. The other one has critical strike chance too. This one has raw damage at least. I'll go with that. Attack speed. Horns, raw damage. Critical strike chance. They both have that. Okay, nothing super exciting. Oh, we got the prison this time. Okay. Oh, we're so close to the 50% rebound chance. We got the 100% pierce. Just got level 18. So I'm just gonna keep with this attack speed stuff. Oh, I don't have mana. Okay. I need a mana bender. Oh my god, this area guy is gonna solo me. I can't stand still long enough to get my bow's benefit against that guy. Feels bad. Oh, I just keep running out of mana. Alright, let's do a little change up. Let's get out of this, and I'm gonna grab mana over here. What else do I get? Critical strike damage, and have life on hit. Okay, cool. slowly getting my life back. I wonder if they're ever going to change it where you can't switch skills in combat. It seems kind of OP if... Well, I guess there's no, like, competitive part of the game, but it's kind of weird that, like, they nerf stuff when there's no competitive part of the game. But you can still, like, change skills in combat. Which just seems kind of odd. Like, oh, this situation, this skill would be, like, way better. Like, one elite or something. You switch your skill and then you can switch it back. But, I don't know, it feels kind of weird, right? That you're not locked in while you're in combat. You just have to wait. And you could switch, like, anything you wanted. Again, not competitive, but they're, like, nerfing stuff just cause too. I need more projectiles, I feel. Maybe they don't want it to be easy. I think if they locked in like skills, it would make it harder. But I guess maybe that's just a part that they're not worried about, because it's like, what if you picked the wrong skill and you just started a thing? You wouldn't be able to leave and switch your skill. Whereas like every other game, you kind of have to deal with it and just like eat the loss. I guess I'm also kind of worried about them not wanting it to be easy, wanting it to just be like difficult. Because doesn't that just mean they're just gonna nerf like every build that is successful? I don't know, I guess I need to see some more nerfs. Maybe Mana Bender was really just that OP. But I have to see what they nerf next. I think they're just gonna nerf like literally everything that does a lot of damage, or is there like a certain Storm Reaper they're trying to bounce around? So I feel like maybe like the best sword and best bow and best staff, whatever. Those ones that are just like generic damage that fit like any build but aren't very specific at all. I feel like those should kind of be what everything's balanced around. Because if you really optimize a weapon, it probably should be better than just the best bow. But if you don't know what to do, or there's not like a Storm Reaper that fits whatever you're trying to do, you could just slap on the best bow and it would work for you. It just wouldn't be like crazy. Whereas like if your build already had a lot of mana regen because it was scaling something, you put on the Mana Bender, then you're like, okay, well I get damage for this at least. So it's not like my mana regen stats are completely worthless. Let's see, well they can't be like we nerfed it too much then buff it for a bit. Yeah, they could do that, I guess. I feel like it was kind of a problem child, and they expected to just kind of nerf it now. 90% just seems like a weird number. It seems like an easy number, like, oh, we'll just delete a 0, and it's fine. I don't know if they really like thought much about it. Like, okay, the max possible mana regen you can get from all your gear is like 5k. And at that damage range, that is way too high, but they would be glass cannon. Like somewhere in the middle, you can get like 3k, and you can still have really good defenses. Well, that's too much, so we need to reduce that to where, you know, maybe half. With like 90, just, I don't know. 90 seems crazy. Just lop to 0 off, yep. It just seems like, I don't know. I don't really know anything, right? Like, it could be 90% is where they think the perfect balance is. It could just be, hey, we need to nerf this. Just go in the code and delete a 0. And we'll move on to the next issue, right? Which one seems more likely? And they're like, if we over nerfed it, then no one's gonna play it, and we're like okay with it because it's like problem solve. If we didn't over nerf it, then maybe it's balanced now. And then there's like the super rare chance that they balanced it perfectly. And it actually had, you know, 10 times too much damage. I think 40 or 50 would have been good. It would have been at least like a respectable place to start. When you start swinging for the 90% nerf with the 25% nerf on gear at the same time, it's just kind of like, huh. Maybe try out like 50% with the gear thing, because that you basically just reduced all the mana regen rolls that were possible on the gear in general. And then on top of that, you made it to where the amount you can now get, which is 75% of the value you used to be able to get, is now reduced to 10%. Yeah, it's like nerfs on nerfs. That's pretty wild. So, I mean, it's more than 90% nerf in that regard, because you can't get the amount of mana regen you could get. If 5k was the max, you get 25% less. And then you get 10% of the benefit you used to get. So whatever that math equates to, that's the percentage nerf that the build took. Well, just the weapon to damage ratio took. So I don't know, seemed a bit much, but you know, whatever. It still works. You just gotta do things differently. So like, I have a build that still uses the mana bender, and it works fine. It's just like, is it the best weapon for the build? Probably not. It's probably not the best weapon for any build. But it's already leveled, and it does enough damage when it's already leveled. My gear is already locked into regen and stuff like that. So there's just not a lot of options. I can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna change my gear and fix it. No, this gear is like worthless without the weapon. I mean, if they're gonna nerf things that hard, now's the best time to do it. At least that's true. But, alright, more devil's advocate, right? Our current endgame is for level 40s. Eventually, the endgame will be for level 100s. Like, what? How balanced do you need it at level 40? Imagine if they removed Headhunter. Oh man, I would love it. They must stop nerf, please. I just hope they don't nerf like everything. Oh, the outcry? Yeah. I mean, the outcry was kind of bad on Mana Bender as far as Reddit. I mean, it's a very like small, toned down version where it's just kind of like, oh man, I just found it, and like now it's worthless basically. Or hey, it was good while it lasted. We knew this was gonna happen, but man, they really killed it. Yeah, I mean, it's fair. But the game's been out since Tuesday. And they've already had enough time to figure out that it's way too powerful. It just seems a little fast and a little much. I also understand I have a bias. So, whatever. There's other stuff to do. I will admit that it did need some kind of nerf. I think we can all agree on that. And I guess gear was too powerful. I didn't really get to that point where I was reinforcing times 15 and all that. I'm still on like 8 to 9. But I get that, like, the way reinforce works and getting additional stats, you're getting so much extra stats that reducing it was probably a good idea. It just kind of also hurt the mana bender at the same time. I guess it hurt every build, but it's like when you have a build that makes you stack a stat and now you can get 25% less of that stat. A little wonky. Because that basically means it was nerfed by... The amount of power that's left should be, what, 7.5%? Something like that? Just enough time to let all the alpha testers get the head start. Yeah, right? Like, if they nerfed the gold farm build tomorrow, with the guys that have already farmed with it for, like, months, and have millions and millions of gold, that's kind of messed up. So they were farming 100k a minute for months, and then I have to farm 3k a minute, and it's gonna take me, you know, how many is that? 33 times longer? That's crazy. It takes me 33 minutes to get what they get in a minute. Okay, let's get this times nerfed bar higher, Keck. I mean, it's probably not the first thing I'll get nerfed, or that I play that gets nerfed. Alright, check out this sword. I'm pretty sure it'll get nerfed at some point. It has the recipe for something broken to happen. So this is the item right here. All you need to read is the bottom line of text. It says the cooldown of your skills is reduced by 2% every time you walk 1 yard. Something is going to happen at some point with this weapon that is going to have to get gutted. It's just... That's too powerful of a thing. It might not be at level 40, might not be at level 50, but it'll get gutted at some point. Wonder how it interacts with Whirlwind. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody's gonna do something amazing with it, and that build is gonna get nerfed. So I'm not gonna do anything with it. Yeah, they have 30 out right now for each class in early access, and they're all the same between the 3 classes, so there's really 30 unique ones, but each class uses a different base type. So the 30 bows equal to 30 swords equal to 30 staffs. Eventually though, they're gonna have like hundreds of them, and yeah, all of them you level up. 8 of 15 pages, each page has 6, 12, 24, however much that is. 24 times 15, that's a lot. You can quote me on that. Yeah, there's a mana bender bow, there's a mana bender staff, so all the mages were doing mana bender builds, all the rangers were doing mana bender builds, and I think I might have been one of the only paladins doing it, but... Or not paladin, knight. I say that, I mean, I have no idea, like, what people are playing. It's a solo player game. If you don't post what you're playing, no one has any idea what you're playing, right? Let's see, I've seen a video on YouTube of an explosive arrow build though. He did 1.5 million damage a hit. Seems the best. It's cool the game is already doing so well. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it'll really take off. It's just, I'm kind of worried about their early access cycle because it's a 2-year cycle and that's a long time. And hopefully the game actually gets finished. That's like my biggest fear, is like the game just never gets finished, gets scrapped or something. LE has been in early access for 2 years. I think this has been in like alpha beta for some amount of years, and then it'll be in early access for 2 more years. I mean, at this point, I definitely want to farm a bunch of gold, so no matter what happens, I have a bunch of gold. I want to make a Huntress build that can do Wrath 10 of my own design. And I want to do a mage build that can do Wrath 10 of my own design. And then I'll be pretty happy with the first early access cycle. And I mean, I still want to min-max like my knight to finish him out, but I need gold for that. So basically 3 min-max builds, 1 for each class, all doing the Wrath 10, and then farm enough gold that I maybe don't have to farm again for a long time, especially if they nerf like gold farming or something. Which, I mean, maybe gold farming won't be as big of a deal later in the game, but at level 40, trying to get the amount of gold that you need at level 100 to add stats to your gear is pretty wild. So, I mean, if we're max level, I'm sure it'd be easier to get gold because the base gold would be so much higher. But since it's low, it's not getting multiplied very well. So gold might even not be that big of a deal, but if you actually want to like play a bunch of builds and test things out, you definitely need gold at level 40. Do I have a link to the gold found Huntress? I don't. I could probably find it real quick. Let me finish this. And I know that the build has probably already been like pseudo nerfed a little bit because of all the projectile nerfs they've been doing. But I'm hoping it still works good enough to be better than 3k a minute. Like even if it's 20k a minute or something. I got 2 epics from 2 consecutive elites. Hey, that's what's up, dude. Alright, let's go home and see. If you want to see the explosive arrow T10 in action, the video is called Kaboom Huntress. It's not really something I'm interested in. I don't want to like copy anyone's stuff besides the gold find thing, because that just seems like a necessary evil, unfortunately. It's too efficient. And even then, I think I just need to figure out like how the pieces work, and then I can fix the rest how I would like it. Let's see, where can we find it? Dun, 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 dun. Do you guys want to watch it? Alright. Let's watch it just to show that it's worth farming for. Alright, so this is what we got here. Let me make sure I'm not on 2x speed. Watch like everything on 2x speed. Alright, so this is the thing, and the gold's over here in the bottom left. So projectiles got nerfed by like 60%. The amount that can show up on gear got nerfed by 60%. So I mean, it'd be way less arrows than this. But you can see that gold count stacking up. He's getting way more than 3k every minute. Oh, I guess you want the actual link too. Yeah, this dude only has 5.2 something KHP. I would probably want to optimize more than that. But I mean, I guess if I made it just for like strictly gold, like I don't try to pick up anything else. And if you die, you just go again. Like, who cares? Because he's like picking up all the gold automatically or whatever's happening. Oh, you thought he's getting 2 gold a minute? 200,000 a minute, dude. Or sorry, 100,000 a minute. Which will probably be lower. It'll probably be like 50k a minute by the time we're able to make this build. Which is still like 15 times more efficient than, or 18 times more efficient than what I'm doing. This is PoE 2, yeah. This is in-game mapping. Oh. No, actually, you can tell this isn't PoE 2 because he doesn't have to pick up every single item. Shots fired. You have to pick up each of those pieces of gold as if they were Perandus coins. Yeah, I mean, it seems like all the devs have to do to find like the good builds is just watch a bunch of YouTube, keep googling their game, find YouTube and be like, that's a fine build, that's overpowered, alright, nerf that, that's fine, nerf that. It's gonna be interesting when we start seeing buffs. That's gonna be interesting when they're like, well, we thought this was more powerful than it was, but actually we were wrong and it does 0 damage, so we're gonna buff it. Like Lifebender sword. I think that sword, the numbers just look terrible. What? I play ARPGs, buffs don't exist. Alright, so this is the link. There you go. I'm gonna switch back into playing the game. Oh. It's huge. Yeah, that's just one long link. Your PC won't handle it at all. Well, maybe they'll do some optimizations. But my wallpaper was epic. What even was my wallpaper? Some... You know, that's what the planets actually look like, guys. Yeah, you've pasted it like 5 times. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about the sword that I think is... It's the size of my mom. Jeez. Jeez. Alright, so the sword I was talking about that is what I would say is grossly underpowered is Sword of the Lifebender. And it's super interesting. The numbers are just terrible. So whenever you cast a skill, restore life equal to 0.1 per level of its mana cost, right? So at max level, which is like 150, we got a 3x Kappa combo? Nice. At max level, which is 150, you get 15% of your mana cost as life, right? That is terrible. The highest mana cost I was able to get on like my knight was 1,000. So you would get like 150 life for casting a skill. When leech is like 1% of your damage, and people are doing like millions of DPS. You get like no life. You see that sword? That's a bunch of last epoch skills. And then the second part, whenever you deal damage, you restore 0.1% of your missing mana. I'm curious how that missing mana actually works. So if you're missing 100% of your mana, do you get more mana than if you're missing like 85%? Is it basing it off of the amount of mana you're missing, or you just get whatever percentage regardless? Because it reads like the more mana you're missing, the more mana you get. But even still, you're getting like 15% of your mana pool if you have 0 mana in your mana pool. And you have to take damage to proc it. So unless there's some way where you can self-damage yourself to like get infinite mana, yeah, I don't know. And then some skill you want to spend that mana on, and somehow the mana cost got in extremely high to where all these hoops are worth it and you actually restore a bunch of life. I don't know. I don't know what you could do. I might need to switch to that weapon. You do not need to switch to that weapon. Okay. It's a cool thing, they have a poison RF, but the self-damage scales your damage, so you end up killing yourself before you do any damage. What the hell? It's like that life version of Death's Oath. With no chaos res. Good luck. Or like, however Death's Oath was like supposed to work, where it has like physical leech on it. You're like, what is going on? A melee character scaling a chaos aura? What is happening? Let's see. Let's see. I only really continue to use Mana Bender because I have plus 47 on it and rely on the skill you get. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the only reason to use it now, is to, for the sustain of that skill, or the primordial version to get the little explosion pops. If you're just doing it for the mana regen into raw damage, I think it's better just to go for actual good stats versus mana regen on your gear, like damage to elites, crit damage, all that kind of stuff. You're gonna get more output. Lifebender was really good when you're level 10. No life regen or leech. Yeah. It's not good at any part of the game. That's the issue with it. Maybe like Wrath 0. If you already have 1,000 mana cost skill, at Wrath 0 you get 150 mana back, or life back. But surprisingly I made it to tier 10 pursuing it. I mean, turrets are notoriously like good in like every game. It seems like those are the things that are always good. Minion builds are always good. Turrets, totems, traps, all that stuff is good, just no one wants to play it. They like give it giga damage to try to get people to play it, and just no one wants to play it. Or at least that's the bias I've seen. That's my bias, at least. I'm gonna do a Thorns build. I think Thorns is really good too. It felt kind of pushed on the Crusader, or the Knight trying to go deflect. I like actively tried to avoid it in the tree. It was really hard to avoid retaliation and avoid Thorns. Like one row there's 4 options and 3 of them are Thorn/retaliation, and the last one is like, I don't know, something to do with block, I think. It's just like, I was going for like a non-block, non-Thorns retaliation build, and it's like, what are these options? But I was also trying to do like what I thought was going to be some off-meta stuff. Tell that to Witch Hunter and Heroes of Hammerwatch. Shots fired. Wish Hunter traps and disperse enemies to the edges of the screen. Yeah, I kind of don't like that all the knockback is forced onto you. Because on the Knight there's the banner, and 2 of the 4 upgrades knock back all the enemies, and it's like, bro, I don't want to knock back the enemies. If I charge into a pack of enemies and knock them all back and half of them are archers, I'm just gonna get pelted. Like, I'm good. Kind of want to stay in the thick of it. Then there was another one that was, it stuns when you drop the banner. It's like, yes, we want the stun. We want to run in, stun, and then kill things before they get out of the stun. Perfect. The dream. The actual dream. Level 20. You hate that class so much. The build I made was reflect minions, and they thought it was OP that bosses were killing themselves. In my book, that's okay because it's a minion build. No one's gonna want to play it. It's just like, I guess the issue is usually you have to deal with the minion AI. Heavy explosive projectile has a 6% chance to lay up to 5 Ravenous Daggers upon exploding for the first time. If you cast multiple heavy explosive projectiles at once, only the first can trigger this effect. That seems okay. Take a little look at this. 6% chance though. It's pretty low. I'll just do 1 point. Call it a day. Well, we got the 6% chance on the first chance. Oh, we're actually getting it a lot. We got it twice in like 4 casts. At a 6% chance. That's like, let's go to the casino real quick. Yeah, it was painful, but it was dumb. Oh god. The minion AI wasn't bad because all I had to do was attack enemy modifiers, so they did more damage and attacked faster, so they're doing the killing for me. Ravenous Dagger damage seems too low if you hover over it. 64 to 92 Reaper damage as skill damage. What percentage of... Oh, is my Reaper just that terrible? Yeah, 64 to 92. So it just takes the 1 for 1. I could probably use a higher bow. Well, that one's lower level. I need the best bow. I don't have the best bow though. Yeah, it just takes your Reaper damage. I wonder if it scales if you add Reaper damage. If it's gonna scale it or not, or just gonna take the unmodified Reaper stats. Because if you get like some Reaper maximum multiplier, it should increase that top end. It would help your daggers, but not sure. Obviously, I haven't tested it on the Huntress yet. I need a way to kill elites better. They're so tanky. They do like no damage. Maybe it's time I should start picking up gear and actually upgrading stuff. Oh, a blue item. Attack speed crit damage. Sure. Really resist retaliation attack speed. Sure, I guess. That one might not have been. Oh, mana leech. Okay. Mana Leech seems pretty good here. We didn't even have a second ring on. Mana Regen. We get rid of our max life. That's a lot of mana regen. I'll try it out. Crit strike damage. Lose mana regen here. We gain life and raw damage. That seems fine. Oh, life and movement speed. Never mind. Go with that one. Mana on hit. It's not enough mana on hit. I don't hit that much. Alright, that looks good. Oh, we gotta actually activate this thing. I can probably start getting XP on gear. I wonder if the highlight also works for all of your characters. It doesn't look like it does. So, let's activate it if I can find it. Experience gain. There we go. Start putting some XP gain stuff on. Get this moving along. Can epic stats be added to legendary items? Yes. So every epic should have basically just the base stats whenever you find it, and then you have to craft the rest of it on there. We have to craft it in like rarity order. I can show what I'm talking about. To the town. So you can, I'll show two things. One, this item, and then I guess two, like an epic item. Alright, so there's two ways to craft stuff. If you're going for legendary, you can find a legendary that has a sweet effect like this one, 1% life leech. Ignore where it has a magic stat that's 0.72% life leech. Alright, so you can put it in here, and you can add like whatever stat you want. So it already has base and magic, so I have to go down here and add an epic stat. You need these gloves. Yeah, they're pretty good, dude. Alternatively, you can craft a belt like this one. Let's say this was the perfect stats you wanted for your build. You rolled your base stats, you rolled your magic stats, your rare stats, your epic stats. It was perfect, and you're like, man, I don't want to have to find whatever legendary. You can go down here and add a legendary stat. And then when you inevitably don't get the legendary stat you want, you can just keep re-rolling it until you get the one you want. So that's why I want to make a gold thing. I want to make a guy that can farm some gold. Because gold is the key to having all your items legendary. And I can literally take all my like perfect epic items on my knight and just throw legendary stats on them. And then roll them until they're like all pretty good. So that's what I'm going for. Alright, should we roll some of this stuff? Okay. Oh, that's the salvage. Don't want to salvage my stuff yet. So normal stats. Let's get... Is there anything good for me? Not really. I can get life, I guess. Whatever, I'll get life and something. Life and thorn damage. Sounds good. Ellie resist. Oh, so rares are like gonna be expensive to reroll. At least the rare properties, so I'm just gonna ignore those. Ellie resist retaliation. So I'm just going to reforge the normal stats till I get stuff I want. Attack speed, thorns damage. There really isn't anything else good, so I'll keep attack speed. Some here, armor and evasion. I would like to get crit strike chance for sure. Armor and attack speed. Alright, we got crit strike chance and armor. Scrapped all my legendaries, now I feel dumb. Well, you can reverse make them. So, it's not the end of the world. That already has attack speed. Oh, that is crit damage. I don't want crit damage. I guess I do, because that's all there really is. So that is crit damage. Gold find. Oh, experience gain. Try to get some experience gain. So max life percentage. So there's also a thing that happens if you have an item that doesn't have the max amount of stats. Well, I guess these have the max amount. One is the max base stats for this. Never mind. Ignore me. But if you get like an epic that only has one epic stat, you have to lock one in, then reroll, and it will add a second one, then lock that in and reroll if you want to get 3 epic stats. Mana regen, LE damage, max mana, experience gain, yay! Alright, boots, max life, movement speed. That's fine. Really just not a lot to get here, is there? 1.5% raw damage. Reforge for experience gain. Or try to. We ran out of little things, but we can craft some more. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, we got experience gain, 3%. I scrapped some with affixes I didn't think I'd ever use. Yeah, I've just been keeping them just... I don't know why. I'm never going to use any of them. Well, there's maybe 2 I would use, but I'd have to craft my items from the ground up, and I'd have to reinforce all of them, and I'm probably just never going to do any of that, so... But we'll see. Maybe when I have infinite money and this character gets online, I'll change my tune. Base stat Goldus find. Yikes. What else can we get? Experience gain? Yeah, experience gain. Woo! This is a great item, so you can basically, I could make this into any belt in the game. So if I wanted, I can go down here, I can add a magic stat. Once I add a magic stat, I'll get an option to add a rare stat. Once I do rare, I can do epic, then legendary, and then at the bottom I can also upgrade the item level, eventually get it to max level as well. So I can make this a max level perfect item if I wanted to. Yeah, you could. Every item in the game can be determinedly crafted into like whatever you would want on a legendary item. The only thing you can't fix if you mess up is well, there's 2 things. You can't go backwards. If you turn an item into a legendary, you can't go backwards. So if you have some kind of skill that says as long as you wear no legendaries, then rip, you gotta get a new item. And the other one is if you lock in a modifier, you can't ever change it after that. So that's about it. Everything else is pretty straightforward. I mean, you can just craft forever. You play PoE, you can chaos spam the different rarity tiers to get what you want. You can fracture them, but you can also divine them. You can divine them, then you can fracture them. So, yep. Is max level 10 no legendaries? Yep, you got it. Dude, I don't have any legendaries on my main character, which is kind of crazy because people will come to the stream and they're like, whoa, you're farming Wrath 10, you don't have any legendaries? And I was like, have you seen the legendaries I've gotten? They're all completely trash, dude. So I don't know if people are just like seeing the legendary and just equipping it to their character like, yeah, this is better. and it has like trash stats. I don't know what people are doing. Because the little bit I've seen on Reddit is people like, why are legendaries so rare? And it's like, dude, you don't even want legendaries. You want to craft your epic items and then add legendary modifiers to them. You do not want to have a legendary drop and then have to craft it and have to reinforce it all the way up. Unless you're like just starting out. Are you a coffee/beer guy? I'm a coffee guy, not a beer guy. I can't stand the taste of beer. But I like hard liquor, but I don't drink anymore. Ever since the incident. Plus 10 mana on kill, plus 25 mana on hit multiplier. Mana on hit multiplier. That seems not very good. Oh, that seems, yeah, really bad. You had an incident with liquor. We all have. Now, there's really nothing like traumatic or anything that happened. I just like adding that phrase at the end of things, so I don't have to say like a real excuse. It's like, man, I haven't played PoE ever since the incident, you know? You just kind of like throw it in there. Man, I can't look at Susan at work in the face anymore ever since the incident, you know? Just, it keeps it very mysterious. It sounds cool. You should use it in your day-to-day life. To go with that, I had a Sunlight Essence as well. Plus 3 life on kill, 18 life on hit multiplier. And have you heard of my legendary that gives you 1% life leech? You're making it sound like a godly legendary. A lot of legendary effects seem super lackluster. Yeah, I don't even know if... I haven't seen like any really worth it. Besides like cheesy stuff. Oh, I didn't even look at what this Storm Reaper was. Bow of the Trainee. That sounds like it's going to be a bad bow. 7 to 13 damage. Oh, we get the experience gain. Whenever you deal damage to an enemy, you have a 20% chance to deal 8 additional damage. Chance is equal to your current level. Additional damage equal to your total experience gain. Yeah, we're doing this one. We're going fast. Or we're trying to. We just gotta level up this this new Reaper now. Yeah, I have found 2 legendaries that sounded cool. One does a proc that is very mysterious, and it doesn't really say what the damage numbers and stuff are, so it might be terrible. And the other one is a 20% armor multiplier, or it might have been 30. It's a 20 to 30% armor multiplier that sounded pretty good. Oh, I guess I have another one that was 30% max Reaper damage. Which is like, oh yeah, free damage, which isn't a really exciting legendary effect, but out of the other ones I've seen, that's kind of exciting. It makes it sound like I'm hating on stuff, but like, honestly, your base stats are like your best stats possible. They get like the highest rolls. Legendary stats, some seem really, really good, and others are just kind of like, yeah, you know, whatever. But I haven't had enough gold to like put a legendary stat on all my gear and then see all the different ones, re-roll them, make them all perfect, and be like, oh yeah. Obviously this one is optimal. Yeah, I haven't even seen what all the different ones do. Other than those rings, I got shoulder that gives plus 38 max Reaper damage multiplier. Yeah, that's what I found. That's the same ones. I guess mine's a low roll. My first legendaries were a shoulder that adds crit chance the further I'm away from an enemy, and bracers with like 100% crit chance on the first hit. The crit further away bracers sound kind of cool. Like that actually could be useful, depending on how much crit we're talking about. But yeah, just random like crit chance on the first hit. I mean, I guess if you're like one-shotting everything, it could be really good, but because then you could make some build that purposely, no, it's never gonna work, but in theory you could make some build that has 0% crit strike chance and just a bunch of crit multi, but always one-shots everything. You're like, oh man, that's super cool, but the one time that you don't one-shot something, it's gonna feel so bad. Because then you're gonna have to hit for like non-crit damage over and over and over again. Oof. But in theory it'd be cool. There's some ring in Diablo like that. But I think it's kind of balanced a little better, where it's like after 5 consecutive non-crits, your next crit is, or your next hit is guaranteed to be a crit. And then when you crit, it resets. It's kind of interesting, you know, like you just don't have to invest in crit at all, but eventually you're gonna crit. It might have been 3 attacks. It was something like that. It was like short enough that you could sacrifice 2 out of 3 attacks, but make your 3rd attack so like so good that it didn't matter. You would just need enough attack speed to not have to worry about it. Oh, my mana regen is not good. Hello? Mana Leech? What's going on, Mana Leech? I guess I'm not doing enough damage for Mana Leech to do anything. I'm hitting for like 150. And I have, what, 1% Mana Leech? So I'm getting back like 1 mana. If I can even find it again. Oh, I have 0.5 mana leech. Okay, I'm getting like 0 mana back. Let's see, the way I have to play through tier 10 with turret only is constantly running through the map spinning turrets, because the dexterity buff that adds a 1% totem damage every second. I'm in combat up to 200. Oh yeah, the Totemic Dexterity thing, yeah. So I go through the map after to loot everything. And then the Savagery talent adds 3% life leech when I'm lower than 10. The tier 10 maps take about 7 minutes total with looting? 7 minutes with looting isn't bad. I think some of the best stuff I've had, and I think it was graveyard layouts, were like 4 minutes with looting. But that was in a nerf build. After looting, because looting is a few minutes. Okay, that's not bad at all. That's actually really good. I mean, I don't want to play turrets, but that sounds solid. I never looked at the talents to see where that gold thing is. I saw the thing that gives you more gold. Looked like he was using maybe this skill. What skill do people use for the gold thing? That's melee. Void arrow? It's the blue specialization. Thank you. Okay. I mean, the video we watched didn't have that, but maybe this would still work. Oh.
Defesus is now following.
Defess us with the follow. Dude, appreciate it. We are leveling a Huntress currently. Well, I'm looking at talents currently, but you know what I mean? Did I pass it up already? The gold crit is the blue specialization. I might be blind. Oh, there it is. Whenever you deal critical strike damage to an enemy, it has a 50% chance to drop Goldus. Yeah, why would you not use that? Seems super good, unless you just need the DPS from the other thing. Yeah. I wonder how much gold you can get from doing, like, Wrath 0. Like, at worst. You just get a bunch of gold finds. You go in there, you just do like 0 damage, put a bunch of arrows, you get a bunch of gold to drop, and eventually upgrade your character to where you can go fight, I don't know, Wrath 2, Wrath 3, and you're still gonna do 0 damage, but every time you hit, you're gonna hit that proc. It's gonna get so much gold. I guess you might get more gold just by going up in Wrath, or yeah, Wrath level to get higher percentage gold gain. Hard to say, we'll find out. Slime Reaper level 7. So Sworderman, I think I'm at 3 hours on the Huntress now. We're level 20. But I mean, I've just been doing expeditions the whole way. So I'm gonna try to keep in mind how long it takes me to get to 40. But I don't even know if it's gonna be a priority on this character. Because I can probably just get the gold stuff going in like Wrath 0. You're gonna hit 40 before me, I swear. It's all about just killing stuff. No downtime with killing stuff. My damage is awful though. I have a lot of Slurm to spend. But Arrow Shot still hasn't leveled up. Max, max, max. Okay, that's good. I haven't been using this nearly enough. We're not even to the 2nd rank. Which I think might be okay. Maybe I should just go ahead and switch to this one. Evasion, knockback, 1 projectile. That could maybe work really well. So what do I have to do to achieve this again? Whenever you deal a critical strike, whenever you deal critical strike damage to an enemy, so I need crit. After casting Smokescreen, the next time you deal damage, you will have an additional blah 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 critical strike chance. It's just gonna be 1 time. Knockback 1 projectiles. I could maybe keep things at bay forever and just get them to shower gold. So I'm gonna go with that. Sounds good. How much XP gain do you have? I think I have like 7%. Let's see here. Oh, 15%. And I just found Bow of the Trainee. So as this levels up, I'll get more and more XP gain. But I have 8% from gear and then 7% from the weapon currently. It's going to keep scaling up. Oh, you're using the bow too. Okay. Cool. My mana pool. Desperately trying to get more mana regen. How much do I need for this thing? 116 every 0.62 seconds. That's a lot. Alright, elites are a big issue. But other stuff has been fun. Watching me makes you want to buy it. I mean, I think it's a great game. If you like building your own characters and leveling lots of things, I think you would enjoy it. It's only 12 bucks right now. It's on sale. I'm not sure when the sale ends. This is gonna take forever. You didn't use any mana mods to like tier 5. April 13th is when it ends. Okay. Do I have any more mana regen I can add on? Oh, that is mana regen. Let's add that on. I don't know, my mana is struggling. Life regen, max mana. Oh, it might be sustaining. Not quite. It's getting better. Maybe I can just save all the mana for the big explosive arrow. We beat him. That was quite a lot. I think I need to do something to increase my damage. Oh, you know what I can do? I can add Reaper levels for this thing and I'll get more XP gain as well. In addition to the damage. That's probably all the damage I would need. Anyway, off to bed, time to stop lurking. Dude, well. Alright dude, take it easy. I'll shortcut you next time. Whatever that might be. Alright, yeah, we gotta get some damage. Oh my god, everyone has them elite. Which, I mean, my gear is kinda awful, so I guess this makes sense. I'm paying for it. I think if I just increase my Reaper damage, things would be great. By just slapping some levels on there. Alright, to the town to fix our character. Okay, so can I wear any of this stuff quite yet? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, let's grab these just in case we need them. Alright, let's see what we can do. So that stuff can be upgraded. Still don't have a an amulet. Alright, this seems like an okay thing. Can I add a Reaper stat? I can. Which one do we have? We have quarries, okay. Reforge. We did not get quarries. So, yeah, let's reforge. Oh, reforge, not reforge score. Quarry. Alright, we got +5 on quarry. So, brings it up to 13%. Should probably do like a couple more of those. What's my best items? I guess these are okay. Let's add another Reaper stat. And get quarries. We got 4. Good enough for me. Should we just try to do like all the blue items? I guess this one's okay too. We gotta craft some more. Okay. So let's add Reaper stat. We forge Reaper stat. Quarry. Alright, we got a Quarry 1. Quarry 4. Nice. And I guess just while I'm at it, I'll just do all the blue items. Okay. So we got it on those. Put on the boots while we're at it. Alright, now we're up to plus 23 levels. So that should help. We could do more if we need to, but let's try it with this. See what happens. Imagine Bweeks' face when he realizes his bow doesn't do much more damage as his levels. Then I'll have to switch to another quarry bow. It'll be okay. So let's actually look at the damage then. Yeah, damage looks pretty pathetic, doesn't it? There's a 20% chance to deal 39 additional damage. So I see. Well, we can do 2 tests then. Can test that, and then what other quarry bows do we have? Why don't these say? Oh, that's Adrian, okay. Aurelian. Oh no, is that the only one we have? It's the only one we have? What? Oh well, we've committed. Yeah, it'll be more XP, but yeah, this bow is just kind of yikes, isn't it? So I really don't have another quarry bow. We have made a mistake. I think I might just switch to this one. And just eat the loss. Because the base damage is so low. Oh, it says 7 to 13 at level 100. That's crazy. So you need all your damage to come from something else. I didn't realize how bad it was. Alright, let's go with this bow. We'll try it out. So I'm just going to leave this one. I mean, I didn't lose too much. I just need to re-roll them a few times. It's all good. So we need Adrian. Okay, let's do this real quick. Like we meant to. Okay, we got a 2, 4, okay. Okay, 2 4s. Because I mean, if I'm doing all that for like only 31% increase XP, but I'm going like 50 times slower, that's not good. Why are you using that bow? Best way is use it Wrath -1 for fast kills, and eventually the bow is worth more than Wrath levels. Well, I was at Wrath 0. Oh, I see, you weren't. And it just that's what it was doing for me. Okay, that's a 4 as well. And then we also have this one. I could have sworn I had another quarry bow. It's not the right one. There we go. Okay, so that is plus 21. That sounds right. Let's try this again. So our damage should be a lot higher. Yeah, 159 to 241, which makes my actual skill I'm using 309 to 485. Okay. Anything else I can use here? Arrow shot has plus 1 additional projectile. Yes. We need this. Okay. Sweet. It's gonna make the mana cost really high, but hopefully we can sustain through this. Oh, I did the wrong skill. Okay. Alright, time to stack some mana regen, isn't it? Well, let's actually get rid of experience gain, and I'm gonna do mana on hit, mana on kill, mana regen, I guess. Take any of that stuff. Things are working so much better now. Now we're coming for you. Right, that was cool. All the bounces. Belt, movement speed, armor pin, elite damage reduction. You guys know how I feel about elite damage reduction. I'm wearing this for the armor pin. Anyone know what the upgrade on Goldfish does? Oh, someone told me what it was earlier. Yo, Jungler LOL highlights. Thank you for the follow. What does the goldfish one do? I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it has something to do with the amount of kills that the weapon has. It does like damage equal to it or something. Or it has some kind of damage that scales off of it. It seems good, and I think it evolves at level 38. So it should be pretty quick if you're trying to evolve it.
New kitty is now following.
New kitty with the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. We're leveling a new Huntress. Basically just started this character. But we got something. We got here, mana regen. It does more, and it is still has some life. We'll go with it. We'll give it the good, not great. I really need to find more mana regen, or maybe mana on hit would fix it. I have mana leech, but it's not giving me much. Seems to be like 2 mana per hit. Womp womp. I think this might be my favorite song in the game. So good. I think we're gonna get like another level or two. We'll probably start calling it a night. Are you guys getting tired? I'm getting a little tired. You guys gotta be tired. Yeah, all you guys are asleep, apparently. Lone Reaper level 15. Can't lose the race to 40. What level are you, dude? You're like 35 now? Gotta be. Not going to bed till I hit 40 at 35 currently. God Mage. Dude, Missing Link, I didn't even know you were still here. You've been lurking. 38. Oh man, you got this. That's what, like 30 minutes? 2 a.m. tired laying down. Gonna pass out in a bit. Yeah, I'm about to do the same. We'll continue leveling the Huntress. Might be on stream, might be off stream. I don't know, I kinda just wanted to get it done, so probably be a combination. It's like, I don't know if YouTube people are gonna wanna watch this, but I can throw it out there and let them decide, I guess. And yeah, then we'll start doing some gold farming. Hopefully we can make it work at like Wrath 0 and just continuously build up enough gold to keep going. Yeah, it shouldn't be too much longer now, speeding up. Heck yeah. So is my leveling. The damage isn't quite there, but it's a lot better. I probably need to like increase my base level of skills too to really get that damage. I think the mastery, my mastery is 7. But, you know, if I could give it like another plus 10 or something, it would just one-shot everything. I guess mana is always going to be an issue, but I could maybe do a higher wrath level and get a lot more XP that way. What? It hit something behind me. Like, what was there? Some random enemy that was just chilling? Alright, yeah, I'm gonna finish this level, call it a night. I think I can do some more build adjustments. Okay, spend money and materials at the blacksmith to get a bunch of levels and get a lot more damage. Fix my mana regen issues, and then move up Wrath and Gs to level faster. That's my current plan, because I'm in 0, so I'm not getting any extra XP. Which you don't get any extra until you do... Well, I'm actually at -0. Until you do like 1 or whatever. But hopefully we can jump into like 3 or something. I'll also be curious to know if the increased XP gain... Oh, we got Bow with a Mana Bender. That's just the bow we needed. Fix all our issues right there. And the Bow of the Mana Bender is a Quarry weapon. No. I think I'm committed to this one for now. Yeah, I might look to upgrade gear, fix mana regen, farm high wrath level, but I'm curious if XP gain is going to work before or after the wrath increase. Like if wrath gives you 100 XP, if it's just going to give you you know, 100% increase, if it's just going to give you 103%, or it's going to be like some other way it works. They're additive. So okay, yeah, if you get 1,000, you're just gonna have 1,003 XP if you have 3%. instead of having 1,300 or 1,030 would be 3%. Yikes. It's going to be a stat that's up there with elite damage reduction as one of the worst stats possible. I'm assuming gold's also additive, but like the way that thing works, it's triggering like some random amount of gold that we don't know the base value of. And then that's gonna get multiplied by everything. But it also seems really easy to get a bunch of gold find. Just gotta find that Reaper. Storm Reaper 16. Does this one evolve? Oh right, we found Mana Bender. I was like, oh god, what's happening? No, it doesn't evolve. Man. I haven't played with a Reaper that actually evolves yet. Dang mana. I thought getting enough mana regen out of here would have helped, but still not doing it for me. Mystic Loop. And some mana regen. That's probably better than one of these XP rings. We just desperately need mana regen. Now it's like, with all this mana regen I need, Mana Bender? Question mark? That sounds really boring. I mean, I just like finished leveling up a Mana Bender. Life Bender and just take hits. If I didn't have to level it up, if I could maybe like transfer my levels from one to the other, I would like maybe try that out. Because I'm not really getting any benefit off of this bow. I'm not really standing still. Oh, we got Void Arrow, also level 23. Alright, finishing this one out, and we're calling it. Hope you guys had a good stream. I appreciate all the follows and everything. Dang, Apprentice, you're still here. Oh yeah, I didn't know if you had fallen asleep. Long stream? Happy hands. Yeah, it was a long stream. You guys are fortunate. This is a good old Friday stream. Just grinding. Yeah, but hopefully everyone enjoyed. Got the cam back. I think I need a light so I can actually use the green screen part. But I'll work on that over time. Appreciate all the follows. You guys have been great. There's been a lot of follows lately. So really appreciate all of them. Makes me feel good. All that stuff. If you guys want more Slowmaster content, I'm doing some YouTube stuff, so feel free to check that out. If you don't want more content, then, you know, whatever. You do you. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube, yeah.
Fury 2555 is now following.
Yo, Fury with the follow. Dude, appreciate it, my man. Get in one last follow before we log off here. We should find someone to host. Someone hosted us today. We should host someone else.